bombshell that we heard today from the FBI.
The agency revealing it failed to investigate a tip that it got on January 5th that involves Nikolas Cruz could be plotting an attack. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is ordering a review of the Justice Department's processes. As a result, Governor Rick Scott is calling for the firing of FBI Director Christopher Wray because of its failure to act. And meantime, details are being worked out to make sure no student ever walks back into the building at Marjory Stoneman Douglas where the shooting happened. The superintendent telling CBS 4 News he will be asking the legislature to fund a new building to be built somewhere on the 5-building campus. We'll take you out to Parkland in a moment, but first we begin our CBS 4 News live team coverage with Elliot Rodriguez in the control room and more on the FBI's revelation. Elliot.
Well, Rubio, this is indeed a bombshell. The FBI failed to act on a tip from someone close to Nikolas Cruz who was concerned about his bizarre behavior. The person called an FBI tip line, but no action was ever taken. It was the second time the FBI had gotten a tip about Cruz and not followed up. The information about suspected mass killer Nikolas Cruz was given to the FBI 39 days before the Douglas High School massacre. Cruz's disturbing social media postings, his desire to kill people, and his erratic behavior led a person close to him to call an FBI tip line with critical red flags that went unchecked. The call was made on January 5th to the FBI's 1-800 tip line. An FBI employee in West Virginia took down the information. The person was not an agent but was trained to take the calls and pass along information when appropriate. The caller was someone who knew Nikolas Cruz. The caller referenced specific social media postings and said Cruz had firearms and expressed a desire to shoot people at a school. The tip should have been passed along to the FBI Miami field office. The FBI office in Miramar is about a 30-minute car ride to Cruz's home at 441 Loxahatchee Road in Parkland. The FBI says the tip was never passed on to the Miami field office and no investigation was conducted.
I don't know how many Nikolas Cruzes are on YouTube.
The FBI also dropped the ball on Cruz last September when Ben Benight saw this comment on YouTube. "I'm going to be a professional school shooter." The username, Nikolas Cruz. Benight, a Mississippi bail bondsman, immediately contacted the FBI, and the next day an agent came to his home, but no investigation was ever launched.
The FBI also conducted internal database reviews and open source checks. No additional information was found to positively identify the person who posted this comment.
But in 2015 and 2016, Cruz had posted pictures of himself on Instagram with weapons. In a statement this afternoon, the FBI said about the January 5th tip, under established protocols, the information provided by the caller should have been assessed as a possible threat to life. The information then should have been forwarded to the FBI Miami field office, where appropriate investigative steps would have been taken. We have determined that these protocols were not followed. In a statement, FBI Director Christopher Wray added, "I am committed to getting to the bottom of what happened in this particular matter, as well as reviewing our processes for responding to information we receive from the public. We have spoken with victims and families and deeply regret the additional pain this causes those affected by this horrific tragedy." Now, here's a statement from Florida Senator Marco Rubio. "It is inexcusable that the FBI failed to follow protocols and inform the Miami field office that people close to the Parkland shooter warned the Bureau over a month ago of his desire to kill, his mental state." Now, both the House and Senate need to immediately initiate their own investigations into the FBI's protocols for ensuring tips from the public about potential killers are followed through. That was from Senator Rubio. Now, similar statements are also coming in tonight from both sides of the political aisle. Democratic Congressman Ted Deutsch, whose district includes Parkland, is also calling for congressional investigations into the FBI's conduct. And Governor Rick Scott is going a step further. He said the FBI's lack of action is unacceptable. Scott is calling for FBI Director Christopher Wray to resign in order to restore public confidence in the Bureau. Rick and Rubio, back to you.
Oh, just crushing news for the families that are already dealing with so much already.